All right. All right. So there's this big surprise that is coming your way, and it's going to be a shakeup. It's going to be a turn of events that's going to catch a lot of people off guard around you. They're going to be extremely surprised by this surprise. It's really going to shake things up. It's really going to change all of y'all world. Okay, and you aren't going to be too surprised about it. In fact, it almost feels like you have been preparing yourself for this. You've been anticipating this change to happen. And even though it's going to throw other people for a loop, you aren't going to be knocked off of your guard. You're going to be very ready for this change to happen. You've been preparing yourself for this ending. You've been preparing yourself for this completion of this cycle. In fact, you are more than ready. You are anxious for this change. You are extremely ready for this cycle to wrap up so that you can just move on finally in your life. But Spirit is just letting you know it's just a little bit longer of a waiting period before this surprise is going to take place. And while you are in this waiting period, there's some things you still have to do if you are not already doing it now. It's really a time for you to get into a meditative space, right? To take some time to do some reflective work. Journaling would be really, really well, work really well in this situation because you can journal, put it aside, and then years later come back or months later come back, read it, and go, oh, wow, look how things have changed. It's a great tool to see how far you have come, as well as to kind of like timestamp yourself and see like what you were thinking, what you were feeling during a particular time in your life. It's just great work, great shadow work to journal. Especially with this particular cycle, you really need to be thinking about what you've learned during this cycle, how you felt, how you are currently feeling during this time. And then after you do all that, you need to write about what you plan to do with this information. You don't want to just leave it at that. You want to think about the future and do some forward thinking and forward planning. You obtain this knowledge through a lot of trial, error, and temptations, and just it was a tough cycle, and so there was a lesson there that needs to be reflected upon and make sure that you have learned the lesson so that you do not return to that cycle again. You can go off into a new stage of life, right? And if you're watching this, most likely you have learned the lesson. It's just more so just take some time to reflect upon it, okay? To really, really reflect upon it. And don't be too hard on yourself once you start really getting into it, because there will be moments where you're going to be like, what was I thinking? How did I make that mistake? Whatever. Don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself compassion and give yourself the forgiveness that I'm sure you will give to other people if they were in that situation and you were looking from the outside in. You can have that level of compassion for other people. Have it for yourself during this reflective shadow work period. Because, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Remember, all mistakes are just simply ways, are lessons that we can learn something from. We can learn something from our mistakes so that we can do better the next time around. Anyways, remember, your spirit team will always be there to guide you back to your authentic path. So if you felt like you've been not on your path, you've been not doing the work that you felt drawn to, or you feel like it's a part of your life purpose, don't worry, you will always be redirected. And when things don't go according to plan, when you have a plan and it just does not work out the way that you planned it, it's because your spirit team, your higher self, God has a different plan for you in your life. And that plan is always going to be a lot better than whatever you have came up with. Trust me, because God can see all things around you, ahead of you, behind you. And so with that full perspective, He's going to create a plan that will for be fulfilling for you. It will truly give you the satisfaction in your life. So that all that happened before was just simply to redirect you back to your authentic path. Failures are not to be looked at as a bad thing. And what else? It just seems like you have a better outcome coming for your life. And remember that there's many different ways to reach a goal. Just because it didn't work the way that you wanted it to work, there's other ways to get to that solution that you are seeking. So be open to those other ways, okay? Don't be so stuck on a particular way of doing it that you miss out on other opportunities that are coming your way. And I made sure I wrote down my notes to make sure I get to everything. When you take this new step, when you take this next step in your stage of life right now, know that you are supported. There are some of you out there who really truly feel like you're alone in this, and maybe physically right now you are alone. Maybe there are no people that you can really talk to or really get the feedback and advice and guidance that you really want, or just support, just someone to talk to. You're never alone, okay? You have a spirit team, you have ancestors, you have unseen forces that are there with you, that are supporting you and are never going to leave your side. You are never alone. Straight up Michael Jackson, you are not alone, okay? I'm always here with you, that type of energy. Your ancestors really want you to know that, and stop feeling like you are alone, because you're not. Just simply, talk to them. They're there to listen, and they're there to support you, okay, and to help you through this. And give them thanks, all right, for all the things that they do on your behalf that you are aware of as well as unaware of. The seen and unseen. Right now, you are walking away from a particular group of people, a particular situation, or a particular mindset. You are walking away from that. You are moving away from all of that. Some of you are actually physically moving to a different location, are traveling for business, or traveling for whatever reason, and Spirit is letting you know you will be successful. If you are fearing about making that move, Spirit is letting you know, make that move, because you will experience success somewhere else from where you are at. Okay, so it's time to make that move. It's time to travel. It's time to be brave. Okay, take that step with bravery, knowing that you are divinely supported, and there will be people who are physically present who will be able to help you with that transition. They are wanting to help. You have to speak up and ask for that help. Also, when you do make that move, you are actually doing more than doing this for yourself. You are actually inspiring a whole bunch of other people to do the same. Maybe not exactly the same as you, but you are inspiring them to live their authentic lives, okay? To stop holding back on who they truly are. They're going to see you do that, and they are going to be so inspired. So know that your actions are having an impact, negatively or positively, you decide, but your actions are truly having an impact on those around you. They are watching you, and they want you to be successful. There will be other people who feel like you're abandoning them, but you have to go. Okay, you have to go. You probably are thinking about getting a new pet, or maybe there's an animal that has just recently entered your life or will be entering your life that's going to be extremely helpful. I'm getting like a Snow White vibe, like just all this different help coming from all the different ways, birds coming in to feed you berries and shit. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where you're just receiving help from all different angles, and just be in a receptive mode and be happy and just in a spirit of gratitude for all the help that you are receiving. Also, when you reach that successful point, once you leave and you reach that successful point, Spirit is saying, do not start dressing lavishly or trying to show off your wealth and show off your success through material things. That's superficial. It's time for you to take on the poorly dressed millionaire type of mindset and attire, where it's like people just don't know that you are balling out of control by just looking at you from your physical appearance, because you're just dressed plainly. Like Mike, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg or whatever the hell his name is. A t-shirt and some jeans or something like that, but most people don't even know the outfit he's wearing probably costs more than their car, type of situation, but it looks plain. You need to come with that type of energy where you are just not noticed in that sense, right? You don't want to draw the wrong attention. Why do I have this card in my hand? I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even ask a question. Holy Spirit, give me what they need to know in this situation. Is there anything specific that they need to know and be aware of in this particular situation that's most important to you, Holy Spirit, that they need to know? It's time to get organized, okay? Stop stressing over things that you have no power over. Make sure that you put your energy towards the right things, okay? Don't put your energy towards things that aren't productive and that are not going to produce anything. Six of Swords, definitely time to walk away or move away from a particular situation. And stop being so caught up in what other people have to say. Don't be caught up in that. Five of Swords, do not allow other people's gossip or their the way that they talk about you to get to you, or maybe they're downplaying your business idea or your decision to make this move. Do not allow that to stop you, okay? Always keep your vision before you, and make sure that you collaborate with people who are on the same mind with you, okay? Six of Pentacles. Make sure that you collaborate with people who are on the same mind with you, and stop sharing information with people who cannot help you, okay? Stop sharing information with these people. And also, do not be afraid to ask for help in this new beginning. And that's it. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Till then, best of luck on your new journey, and bye.